even...
It sounds bad. Listen to the feedback on the mic.
I know. I think it's because this cable is...
No, it's because you keep messing with the XLR cable.
Where am I touching it?
Just hold it still and talk normally and see what happens.
Just shut the fuck up.
See, that sounded great.
Thanks, guys.
I thought you were messing with her for a second because it was so extremely...
But also, it's like...
Oh, like I'm doing sound up?
You're doing a sound
No,
up.
Lina just has that poor of microphone training.
No, if I remotely move it, it does it. Like, let me move this.
Yeah, it almost sounds like the red cable touching the other cable.
Yeah, it does.
Oh, is that it?
It's like any... Like, look.
But it doesn't happen when Cooper does it. So that isn't the case.
It is tight.
Look,
like,
I'll rub these two again. There's no sound at all when I'm doing it.
Okay, look.
Okay, it's sensitive.
It's not my fault you have
You know
shit
what?
equipment on this awful podcast.
I really wanted to get the Rodecaster Pro 2, but it's like $1,000.
Aren't you like rich or whatever, Mr. Paramount Plus?
Yeah, that's right. I am.
Yeah.
It's so funny because
Literally, fuck off.
they canceled Grease Rise the Pink Ladies, obviously.
Yeah.
And then we're all like, man, that's really fucking shitty. And then my next job is also on Paramount.
Plus.
So all the other actors who were mad that Grease got canceled, I'm like, don't be so hard on Paramount,
Guys, we love Paramount. Okay,
Yeah,
are we going to start recording?
We've been recording for 20 minutes.
It's almost over.
Yeah. What did we learn?
Good. Absolutely nothing.
So I'm here with Lina Lecompte. Lina, you're what the French call les incompetents. Home Alone.
Wow.
Lina, you're what the French call les Lina Lecompte. I'm trying to turn the Home Alone line into your name. What are your credits? I'm here with actor.
My credits?
I'm here with actor
Guys,
Lina Lecompte.
you can go on imdb.com/Lina Lecompte.
What's the show you're on where you were like a general in an army and then you died?
Oh, that's Motherland Fort Salem.
Motherland Fort Salem.
Yeah.
You got a lot of fans on that one, right?
The Salem heads.
I don't know. I think so.
Are you mothering?
They were great. The fandom was like actually so great for that one, genuinely. I feel like...
Was it a 2-episode arc or a season arc or something?
No, it was like 4 episodes.
Damn, that's pretty juicy.
Yeah.
Well, so what, is that guest star or?
Just recurring.
Sure.
Yeah.
That's great.
Yeah.
And then
Good
you're
stuff.
in Bulletproof. I strangle you almost to death in Bulletproof.
Yeah, but who wrote that? Because like I'm...
Just Cooper.
Oh, okay.
No, I wrote the masterpiece Get Fast. Thank you very much.
Guys,
I watched Get
we're
Fast,
here with
finally.
the Bulletproof and Get Fast writers.
That's right.
Tell...
In that order, respectively. Yeah.
Yeah.
No, I also have Cooper with me. Cooper Bibaud. Hello.
2 Frenchies. Lecompte Bibaud.
That's right.
Oh, wow. I'm the Frenchest of them all,
I had
actually.
Chris Wilcox here. You know, Chris's middle name is Jeannot, but it's spelled Janet. And so every time we remember that, it's just we call him Janet for a while. Yeah. So what are your credits, Cooper?
Pretty much the same thing as Lina.
Motherland Fort Salem.
No Monster High.
Oh, man.
Oh, yeah, Monster High
You
is
should
the
be
big
on Monster
one.
High.
It's funny because I have friends with kids now, and so my buddy, every time I work with like someone who he recognizes, he's like, "Oh, I love that guy," and I'm like, "You love this 19-year-old actor? His name is Cam Matheson, and you should keep a fucking eye out for him if you see this guy in your neighborhood. He's bad news, folks."
Okay.
Wait,
Good to know.
Cam likes an actor in that?
Well, like
thing,
Cam
or?
is like, because I posted like some pictures of the School Spirits people.
Oh, yeah.
It's streaming now on Paramount Plus, and he's like, "Oh, I love that guy," and I'm like, "How do you know this young man actor?" And he's like, "He's in Zombies." Yeah.
I knew it was gonna be him.
Yeah.
Yeah, the kids loved
He is
zombies.
cool.
It was a thing.
Milo, he's a good guy.
Yeah.
But yeah, you're in Monster High, and you
Yeah.
are the mermaid, and her name is Aqua Girl.
She's not a mermaid. She's an ocean monster, and her name is Laguna Blue. Like,
Laguna Blue.
yeah.
Like Bonnie Blue, the woman who had sex with. Is she related to Bonnie Blue in any way? No.
No,
Okay.
not kid friendly.
Just checking.
I love you, Nickelodeon.
Which one isn't? Bonnie Blue or is not kid friendly?
Immediately stop. Also, you took it away from Cooper, who was giving us his spiel.
Yeah, back to your IMDb.
Back to Cooper.
How do you think Jeremy's response is going to be to this?
He's already he's changed it. He's listening to the Ezra
these
Klein's
are
podcast.
awful
right
intros.
Yeah, well, it is awful. But Cooper made a video game. Something that, Lina, you'll probably never do in your life. Make a video game.
No, definitely not.
And-
I will play. I'm a Wii Sports queen.
Oh, yeah? Are you a bowling or tennis gal?
why not both?
You know what? No one talks about boxing on Wii Sports because it's dog shit, but no one has fond memories of it. That's like the one that you tried once when it first came out, and you're like, back to bowling. This doesn't work at all.
Yeah, but Cooper's video game is cooler. So tell us all about it.
Billy Saves the World. Masterpiece.
Yeah.
Sold many a copy.
Do you know how many copies it sold?
Yeah, not many. More than I thought, but not enough to make it 12 years of my life worth it.
Wait, 12? It was 12 years?
12 years, yeah.
Whoa. I feel like so much goes into it.
Yeah. It was, I mean, not like, it was pretty much like every day for 12 years, but not like hard, exhaustive work. That was like, I count 12 years being when I woke up and decided like, I want to make a video game. Until release date.
In that way, you could say it's like 30 years.
Please.
You know what you said? That I forgot that I used to do this with my friends, but I can't remember where you said this. But you used to make like video games on paper when you were a kid. Yeah, we would do that, and like you'd have just put your little like paper character across these like long sheets of paper that had like the levels on them, and you'd obviously move them around with your own hands.
Wait, that's so cute.
Mine got so advanced. Like I almost went through the natural evolution of video games on paper. I eventually like built like 3D versions to put on top of the paper so you could like, walk around inside. It was crazy.
Wait, that's
you made
incredible.
Paper Mario, literally. Yeah.
Wow, guys, that sounds really vintage.
Well,
Thanks.
paper. Pencil.
Yeah, that's right.
I'm kidding.
That's crazy. I heard
cute.
Bill Gates on Smartless, and they were like, "Wow, it's I can't believe we're talking to the guy who made Microsoft Word." And I was like, "That's weird," because that's like some people's like first way to like communicate. It'd be like if you were interviewing the guy who made paper and
Yeah.
a pencil. Like, oh, I'm here with John Pencil. This is fucking crazy.
I can't even, like, I feel like technology has come so far away that it's like, oh, Microsoft Word is like whatever. And now there's AI, guys. It's crazy.
I'm not impressed with AI at all.
No, me neither. And also, every freaking app has like its own AI thing. It's like Apple Intelligence, Google AI. Like,
Yeah, it's very
I
fractured.
don't want
Yeah.
it.
Apple's
don't
like,
want it.
Apple's ruined my spell check on like I don't know if you've noticed on like typing on your MacBook, but like it's adding periods randomly in the middle of words. I have a video I posted on Twitter about this.
When you're typing?
Yeah, it'll misspell words like as you're typing. Like simple words like love will become like two L's. It'll be LLOVE.
Cooper, I think
Did you
you did
mean
something
llama?
to anger the robots. What did you
It's
do to anger
so-
Is
Siri?
this new?
I think in the last couple months, like in the fall, they put out their new AI, and then just today I got like the new update.
Oh, is this from their
Oh.
AI, you think?
Yeah, they're like redoing Siri, redoing their AI to have
Oh,
everything
man.
built in
Oh,
it.
I
It's like,
haven't updated it. I
so
refuse.
They
Uh,
fucked Siri up like a year ago because I do the talk text all the time like a psycho, and I'm like, hey, comma, what are you doing later? Question mark. And it used to work really, really well, and now it's just utter dog shit.
Yeah.
She throws commas in on her own. So I'll even just be like, hey, comma, what are you doing later? Question mark. And it's like, hey, comma, what, comma, our, comma, you,
Oh.
question mark. And then doing later is its own sentence. No, Siri.
Oh my gosh.
Yeah.
We need to call Apple immediately.
These are the things I get mad about.
I hate when
No,
you
actually,
say
same.
like, "Hey Siri, what is blah 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 blah?" Like halfway across the room, you want to have her talk to you, but it just displays it on the phone, so it ruins the whole point of you like yelling to your phone.
Oh.
No,
She's
we weren't
answering.
talking
She's
to you.
answering.
She's always listening. Hey, you shouldn't be able to activate my personal Siri either. Don't listen to Cooper.
And mine didn't go off at all.
Yeah, that is.
AI's here to save us, everyone.
Wow.
It's just funny because AI, it's like, I feel like it already existed. Like all the things that they're saying AI does, I'm like, didn't we have that? Like Google's like, we're using AI now. So it's like now when you search for something in Google, AI will give you the top hits. I'm like, that's just Google. You're just calling it AI already. And
Yeah, I don't know.
They're just pulling it in bullet form in the top of the page.
I think it's more like the Chat GPT stuff. That's like that. We definitely didn't have that before.
I used ChatGTP for the first time a week ago when I did the
Oh.
podcast with Chris and Matt.
Oh my god, you still had your Chat GPT virginity.
But I didn't end up like using it. I was
Yeah.
like, okay, well, I did this like dumb sketch where I basically had Matt like think that he was going to read a scene. Like Chris was going to listen to Matt and I do a scene. And
Yeah.
I was like, oh, I just had ChatGTP write a random dramatic scene and you have to judge us as a casting director who's better. And I'm like, I'll just have ChatGTP do this. And ChatGTP was even
It's
for that
by
very
the way,
basic thing.
I need to correct you. It's ChatGPT.
What am I saying?
ChatGTP.
ChatGTP? I
It's-
don't think I did say that.
Yeah, you did.
Are you sure?
Guys, fact check it.
Yourself. Fuck you.
I'm sorry. I'm trying to help you because if you anger it, you never know what's going to happen when this becomes Terminator
yeah, but now
2.0.
if I'm saying it wrong, it won't listen for it because it thinks I'm talking about something else. It thinks I'm talking about
Shoot.
yeah.
I screwed you up.
Fucking good one, jerk store.
I'm sorry. Keep going. Keep going. Oh my god.
Story's bad. Fuck it. Who cares? It wasn't going
Maybe that's
anywhere.
why I stopped you.
The point was like, I might as well just do this myself. But I could see if people were like in a huge hurry. But we did like this cocktail competition, not like the Christmas one I do, but we did one in the summer with a group of friends a few years ago. And back then we had to have like a story for the cocktail. And I forgot that part until I got there. But that's like right when ChatGTP came out. ChatGTP. Now I'm all in my head about it. For fuck's sake.
Sorry.
That's when I'll just call it chat. Came
Yeah,
out.
just say hey chat.
Chat roulette. And so they were like, this cocktail is called the Goldilocks and the 3 sips. And so then they read their little story that the chat made, and it was like, it was coherent. It had a beginning, middle, and end, but then everything else was like, people zoned out like immediately. It was like, and then this cocktail was just right. And we're like, what the fuck? Like, you couldn't have just thought of literally anything else.
Yeah.
And so as they were doing it, I just like wrote something on my phone. I'm like, this has got to be better than what anyone else has. And then
Yeah,
I
yeah.
won. I
Wow.
won. Yeah. But that's just one AI, and I'm sure they'll be much better in the future, and they will employ
I
me
feel
to
like-
write for them or
Yeah.
edit their jobs.
Yeah. They do get better as like time goes on, like they learn, but also you can just be like, make it shorter, make it funnier, make it whatever. And then it'll like, you can literally be like, make it more Gen Z.
That's
and
what
and they
casting
will
says
do
to
it.
you when you go in the room, right?
Make it more
funnier,
Gen Z.
Make it taller, make it funnier, make it more Gen Z.
Okay, I didn't know I was coming here to cry. Thank you.
Are those the redirects you get a lot? Make it more Gen Z. Make
Yeah.
it snobbier.
Make it better. I'm like, oh,
Make it better.
that was awful. I'm kidding.
I think I auditioned for a Lay's commercial, and the director was like one of those guys who's just like blunt, and he's like, that isn't funny. Do something different than that. And I was like, okay.
Just
like,
straight up?
I sort of didn't mind it. It was kind of fun, actually.
I feel like I would prefer that over just like, make it purple. It's like, I don't know what to do with that. No, like at least tell me to, I don't know. I feel like I'd prefer straight up notes than those like really obscure notes that you're like, I don't even know what that.
Yeah.
Have you guys gotten
means.
comfortable enough to actually ask for clarification, or do you just go like, in your brain, I have no idea what you want, and I'm just going to do another thing that I'm inventing on the spot?
It depends if like I'm over it or not. Like if I'm like really like in it and I feel like I'm having a conversation with the director, whoever's giving me the redirect, I'll be like, so sorry, just for clarity, like I don't mind asking. But then there's other times where I'm just like, I didn't get anything they said before, and I don't get it now, so I'm just gonna do the exact same take.
Yeah. I feel like early on I would never ask for clarification, but as like time goes on, I will ask.
What about you?
I'm not comfortable doing, but it can backfire if you go, so wait, what do you mean by that?
Yeah.
And then they say the same thing again, and you still don't get it, and
Yeah.
you look double terrible.
Yeah.
Yeah, you look dumb.
I think it just depends on the situation and like who you're talking to, because sometimes you can tell like, ooh, I cannot ask for clarification. They're gonna think I'm actually an idiot.
A good way out of that is like, no matter what you do after your next take, you just go, I don't know if I did it right for you guys there. Like, sorry. Like, I don't know if I hit the mark, or was that what you were looking for? I'm not sure it was. And then you just immediately are like, you put the idea in their head that like, that wasn't even close to your best work. And
Right.
yeah, like worst case scenario, they're like, oh, they didn't nail the redirect, but
Yeah, fair
it'll
enough.
work. Give it
Okay.
a shot. Keep that,
Wow.
keep
Now
that
we
up
know.
your sleeve. Yeah.
I shall.
I'll try it though. I'll be like, that was not my best work, and they'll be like, yeah, you're right. See ya. Goodbye.
Yeah.
Yeah, I
And
feel
you're
like
blacklisted.
that could backfire if I'm like, I don't know if I hit that for you guys. They're like, yeah, no, you didn't. You can't take notes. See ya. Like, I don't know.
Yeah.
I'm glad it works for you, Mr. Paramount Plus.
Yeah, it certainly is. Hey, you were at the callback with me. You were my
Oh,
reader
yeah.
for the callback when I
Yeah,
got that
and
job.
you said, oh, whenever I book something and a reader helps me, I will like take them out for a little meal. I
No, I
never
didn't
got
say
my
that.
meal, guys.
I
Yeah,
said,
you did.
I said whenever Matt Graham helps me when I
Oh.
book something, I often take him out
Right,
for a meal.
so you hate me.
Yes.
Well, you got an invite to his podcast.
Yeah, that's right.
But it's an awful podcast, so
That's true. And you're going to get tagged in
and
a
also
million
like
promotional
I'm not
things.
getting paid either. So
Nope.
at least the meal has some kind of like monetary exchange.
It's got something to it. Yes.
Yeah.
You get caloric intake.
Yeah.
You're actually paying me to be here. I'm promoting Motherhood Fort Salem.
Motherhood.
Is that what it's called? Motherhood. Motherland.
Motherland.
Motherhood Fort Salem. It's about an insurgence of pregnant women.
Okay. Horrifying.
What are you guys watching right now? What's good?
Oh, Squid Game season 2 right now.
Mm-hmm.
It is so good. I don't know if you guys have seen. Did you? You must have seen season 1.
No.
You didn't?
No.
Danny,
I'm the one. I'm the one holding
are you
out.
illiterate? You can't read the subtitles because it's in Korean?
I'm a great reader. Thank you very much. And I don't even need the subtitles because the acting is so good. And I can pick up on such nuance that I would understand everything anyway.
So what's your excuse for not watching it then?
I'm busy.
I think you would like it.
Yeah,
I think I would. What's the tone? Is it sort of like Battle Royale a little bit from back in the day?
No, very drama, dark.
That's what Battle Royale is.
I don't even know what that is.
Oh, whatever. This is cinema I'm talking about here. Asian
I don't know
cinema.
anything about movies or TV, actually.
No. We could tell when we got you in Bulletproof. We're like, oh, first time on set.
She's awful. Imagine if that had been my very first time on set.
What I did bring you here for was for us to all share Vinnie Jones stories. That's really the reason.
I got so many with my 0 days on set with that guy.
You didn't actually have time with him at all, right?
Never saw him, yeah.
Yeah.
You never met him?
No.
Oh. What do I feel like when, like in that clinic? Maybe,
no, he's not there.
Yeah.
He was back in.
Oh,
I don't
right. Because
Foggy
they were
old
like
London
different
town by
locations.
then.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I got one celebrity interaction. Her name is Lina Lecompte.
Oh my gosh.
My scene.
I love her. She's in some random like Goldfish Crackers commercial, and
Are you?
she is the best. Like she's recognized for being the Cineplex opener for several months,
when
if
was
not
that?
years.
Is that actually?
Yeah. Yeah, it is, guys.
As of when?
I am famous.
Should we pull this commercial up?
Guys, pull it up. It's incredible. You can find it on Vimeo.
Oh, I see. How old are you in this thing?
I would have been.
Oh, I thought this was like recent.
No. This is old.
It's a Goldfish Crackers commercial?
Yeah, I feel like I joke about that being like the thing that I'm like, guys, like I want to Goldfish Crackers commercial. I can find the link and send it to you.
It played before.
So it played before every movie on Cineplex for like quite a bit, and then I randomly made a TikTok about it, and all the comments were like, "Oh, I always got so sick of that commercial because I knew."
I wonder if I've seen it. We probably have, without realizing.
That's what I'm thinking because we go to a million movies.
I'll find it for you later. You don't need to look it up now.
Okay, fine. I thought that'd be fun, but no, let's not have fun on the podcast.
Sure.
Let's go
Discover
back to
things.
talking about Microsoft Word.
Let's go back to Microsoft Word.
I'm more of a fuck. What was it? The
Pages?
numbers version? Pages? Fuck. I blew that joke. Hold on, I gotta hit it.
Okay.
I watched Debbie Downer skit today. Actually, it was on my feed for some reason.
The classic Debbie Downer?
Yeah.
Is it the one where she really with Lindsay
With
Lohan?
yeah. They were doing like a retrospective. She was on Fallon, so they
it's
watched
the 50th,
it together.
Yeah.
Something.
It's funny because that's like the one that gets brought around a lot because obviously they all break. It is insanely funny, but the ones where she's not like breaking brutally are really funny too. There's other good Debbie Downers. There's other Debbie Downers out there. Yeah. Feline AIDS was the punchline for one of those.
Oh.
Yeah. So it's official.
I'm scared.
I can't have children. Have you seen? You've seen these, obviously.
I have not.
Wow.
And also,
Do you know the premise?
I do not.
No, Debbie Downer.
I do not.
Now we got something to Google. It's like Rachel Dratch is just a downer, and they go to like fun places together, groups of friends. They go to like Disneyland, and they all sit down and they're like, "Man, this place is so cool. I'm gonna get a picture with Mickey." And she's like, "Sounds like feline AIDS are on the rise again." And then the camera. Why am I explaining an SNL sketch from 30 years ago? This is terrible.
I feel like I don't know. I'm uncultured in the SNL space. I just am.
Why is that?
I feel like I only
Did
really
they not have SNL when you were growing up?
Well, no, they didn't. SNL came out in 2000 and what?
It's celebrating its 90th anniversary.
No, I'm kidding. I don't know. I never really watched it. And only like recently have I been even aware of it. I don't know how I lived under a rock for that long.
That's weird.
But here I am.
Here you
I
are,
know now.
against
I
all
watched
odds.
little Timmy Tim doing his thing recently. That was great.
Timmy Chalamet.
Yep.
Yeah.
Timothée Chalamet.
He's hosted a bunch of times now, right?
Yeah, but I guess like his most recent, the Bob Dylan thing, where he was like the musical guest and the.
Did you guys see the Bob Dylan movie?
Yeah, I thought it was great.
No.
I think he might
Oscar bound?
maybe. I thought he did a really good job.
Oscars will be over when this airs anyway.
Yeah, fair.
So make your Oscar predictions, and everyone in real
We'll
time
see.
can see
They'll
how
all laugh at us even mentioning Timothy.
Amelia Perez is going to sweep, folks. Sweep. It's
I usually try to go and watch the ones I missed, like any Oscar, but this year I think I've only seen Dune 2 of anything that even got nominated, and I have
which is like,
zero.
that's not even like
Yeah.
a
That's not
Oscar
even-
movie.
yeah.
Yeah, I feel like I don't even know who the best picture, like all those noms are.
Yeah.
I usually keep up with it pretty well, and then I'll watch them all before so that it's more enjoyable, but I don't even know.
Nothing.
We-
Brutalist maybe it will be one I want to watch, but
It's just
I
tough that
wanna
it's
watch
Adrian
that.
Brody
I know.
again, and I'm like, I know it's probably not even close to the same thing or the same role, but I'm like, I still feel the pianist inside me. If you know what I'm saying. Right?
Those fingers.
Hello, tickling me, still tickling my heart.
This is actually awful.
from the inside.
No.
I'm gonna lose my sponsors now after this.
Oh, who's sponsoring you?
Like Me Undies is doing like a I don't know. They have a subsidiary company that they're starting, and I actually got a sponsorship. with them. I actually have to read.
Is there a clap track on that thing?
I gotta actually. I'm gonna have Cooper read it. Actually, here
This
you
is a
go.
sponsored ad.
This is a sponsor. This is our new
Nice.
sponsor. Hold on, I'll turn some sponsor music on. Okay, just give it your all. There you go. Cold reads are fine.
Today's episode of Danny Mac's Awful Podcast is brought to you by P Undies.
Oh!
From the makers of Me Undies comes P Undies, the underwear that changes colors and patterns as you urinate into them. Are you tired of boring, dry undergarments that lack kaleidoscope charisma? I can't believe I said that. Well, with P Undies, you can turn that yellow matter into mellow patterns.
Oh!
Simply take a hot, salty piss into your own pair of P Undies and watch our patented litmus lingerie go from plain bro to rainbow.
Whoa!
Also works with fecal matter, blood, and semen. So try using all your bodily ink to paint a panty masterpiece. Use promo code PISS with 7 S's to get 1% off your third pair.
Wow! How about that? Give him a round of applause.
Wow, well done.
Don't mess your mic up. Come on.
Yeah!
I'm not.
Jeepers creepers.
Oh, fuck. I
So I
thought we
can't
were
clap
onto
for
something
you.
there. We were really riffing, and then Lena ruined it by destroying the microphone.
I didn't do anything.
Yeah,
Let it
we
be.
know.
So you hate women, is what you're saying.
Let's get into that. Starting with my mother.
That shook me.
By the way, P undies are for all genders.
I
don't know where you're getting that I hate women.
I'm so
from.
excited
Also,
to use
I'm
that
not.
promo code with 7 S's.
Yeah, off your third pair of P undies. By the way,
Did ChatGPT write that one?
that just confirms it. I was saying Chat GTP the whole time. I was not saying. Wait a minute. Is that what I'm not supposed to say? Chat GPT.
Yeah, that's right.
But you're saying I was saying Chat
GTP.
GTP.
Okay, well, now I'm going to be
ChatGPT.
really mad if I
Fuck.
listen
I
back
think
to
you were
it
wrong
and
the
you were
whole time.
saying it right.
I think you were wrong the whole entire time.
Oh, it's okay.
Yeah. So this is my podcast. It's pretty good so far.
Yeah, I love that ad. Great sponsors.
Thanks.
I feel like, there was like 3 parts that you tried to make a tongue twister.
Yeah.
And I cannot believe I didn't
You
stumble on
pulled
them.
it off really well.
Yeah, honestly, go off. That was a great cold read.
Do you think you could read that?
I'm illiterate, so no. I don't know how to read.
Have you seen that TikTok going around where that woman's like, I'm 27. She's like whispering. She's like, I'm 27 years old in a corporate job. And she's being serious. She's like, I don't know how to spell. And she's like,
Oh,
and she's like looking over her shoulder and she's like, and I know my little sister, she's like 7 years younger than me. I know she can't spell if I can't spell, and it's like crazy.
What?
27-year-old. Yeah,
That's not real.
I think illiteracy is hereditary.
Yeah, what? That can't be real.
I don't. The U.S. like literacy rate is dropping so crazily, and she said the reason is because when she was a kid, they had like laptops when you're in like grade 4,
Mm-hmm.
and so she's always had spell checks. She's like, I cannot. She's like, just throw any word at me. I cannot spell anything. And she's just like, not even trying to be funny. She's just like telling a weird.
Is she from the States by any chance?
I'm assuming so.
Yeah.
But, yeah.
She's doing a confessional at work. It's very funny to me. Like, she doesn't have to do that, right? Like,
that is rough.
What's the benefit of her like
Telling
just getting it
people.
off her chest?
That would be something I'm taking to my grave. I'd be so embarrassed by that fact. Although I did just admit I was illiterate, so I guess not.
If you can't spell, you can still read. Right?
Yeah, it just means that if I can read, but if I'm like trying to think of like how to spell a specific word, I can't think.
It's probably case by case. Like you can like sound out letters and stuff, but your recall spelling is just practice, really. But understanding grammar and how to like actually write, that is what you have to like learn, like be taught the specific rules. Which Siri is fucking up when I do my talk to text.
Maybe she's trying to help you because now you'll know how to spell on your own.
She's making my
without
life
help
infinitely more difficult. When I'm playing Fortnite and I'm like telling her to text someone to get on Fortnite and it's coming out all stupid, she's spelling it the right way. Like an idiot.
How is she spelling Fortnite?
Like not like how it's supposed to be spelled. Like the game. Like Epic Games is
like Fortnite, like a
yeah. Like
Knight
she's
on a
spelling it with
horse.
a N-I-G-H-T, like an idiot.
Wow.
Everyone knows how to spell Fortnite.
She's overworked and underpaid. So
my Siri is a man. He's a British man.
So why have you been using the pronoun she?
That's a good question. I guess because
You
I like to put women
blame
first.
women.
No, I like to put women first, actually, is the reason for that, actually. So why haven't you been booking more work lately?
Oh! Guys, I'm going to go cry now. My cry o'clock playlist is waiting for me at home.
Is that a Springer? A Jerry Springer?
It's actually when Laura finally kisses Urkel. And they're at a dance, and in the background you can sort of hear like the DJ playing.
Is Laura
Winslow.
white? Oh, wait, what?
What? No one's white on Family Matters. Yeah.
I thought they were related, yeah.
The only white guy I remember on Family Matters is when like Eddie Winslow had a buddy at his high school, and then his buddy was a racist guy, and it was like the very special episode on TGIF, and they would always do the very special episode. It was either about divorce, racism, or drugs. And when they would do drug episodes, it would be like, you know, like Corey Matthews' older brother is offered like a hit of a joint or whatever, and then like everyone, like the party would just stop and be like, "What the hell are you doing with that stuff, man?" And then he'd have to like come in and like beat up a drug dealer and steal his brother and bring him back home. Those are very special episodes.
Wow, entertainment.
And they were called Very Special. Have you seen that clip?
Were they actually?
They were, yeah. And they were promoted as like tonight on a very special episode. And then the network would tell them, it's like, we kind of need like PSAs in some of these things. And they would, so, you know, every now and again, a comedy would have like a tearjerker episode. So there was one for Home Improvement.
Have you heard of Home Improvement or Family Matters?
No, guys.
Okay.
You've heard of them. Give me a break. Come on.
Home Improvement.
No, actually, no.
Do you know who Jonathan Taylor Thomas is? He's the reason you're here today.
Probably
He built this industry.
Probably not.
You really don't know who that is?
Who?
Jonathan Taylor Thomas?
John. How do you spell that?
I can't tell if you're joking or not, because you also like don't know very basic things.
Like reading.
Like
and
reading
writing.
and Saturday Night Live. People are going to like, yeah. How do you memorize your lines for
we'll
auditions?
let them guess. What lines?
For auditions that you get.
Oh, I just have an earwig
Nice.
the whole time.
Oh.
Yeah.
I always love hearing about really good actors who lean on that stuff because it humanizes them more. Like I read Al Pacino's book, and he's like, and I didn't know my lines, so they just told it to me as I was performing.
Really?
Like, oh, this is awesome.
I actually think that would be so distracting to have your lines fed through
I don't get how it works
I think
because
that would be technically so challenging because I'm like listening for it, but then speaking
on
at the
stage, especially, right? Like, what are these huge long pauses? Like, how would that even work?
I don't know how
logistically?
I don't know how they do it. I feel like that's a skill on its own, honestly. Like trying to like listen at the same time as you're kind of speaking and then picking. Like I feel like it's easier to just memorize it. I don't know.
Probably.
I mean, they can cut around it probably in a movie. It would just be annoying to be.
Yeah, I guess so. I guess so.
Other actor.
But they do it on stage all the time. Like that's the main.
Oh.
Because that's where you need it more because you're alone
The
out
whole
there.
play.
Yeah,
Yeah.
and you can't take
It's
breaks.
not like
or
a little
anything.
scene. Yeah.
Yeah.
Ooh, I could never. No, that sounds horrible.
That'd be rough. Do you miss doing theater at all?
No, I was just about to bring that up because I did. Like our first time ever doing anything together was a play for the Fringe that I wrote.
Oh.
And it was like
Yeah.
I was the lead. And it was 50.
If you don't count our plays in high school that we put on for our class.
Wait,
but
that's so cute.
Yeah, but I would never. Oh man, I never want to do it again.
Why?
It's too much. I can't believe I did it once. Like I memorized 50 pages of like dense Seinfeld type ranting for 50 pages. I can't believe I did that and never like messed up, and the amount of pressure
Yeah.
that like if you do mess up then you can't do anything.
There's
It's
no
just-
like, we'll just go for another take.
I remember our second last show, there was a part where I just went from one paragraph that kind of sounded like one that was on like the 12th page. And I just skipped like 10 pages because it just naturally went into it. No one noticed. But then like during the fade to black, Tyler, my co-star, he runs up to me. He's like, we just skipped like 10 pages. And we had to like just improv the last 10 pages to catch people up. Like, oh, remember yesterday when you
Oh my gosh.
It was terrible. But
I've completely went up on stage on your play and I forgot my lines one time. Do you remember that?
no.
You don't remember that? It's like one of the most
Ooh.
traumatizing moments of
That
my
same
life.
one?
That play, yeah. What was it? I just remember I was standing there and I was kind of a doofus, my character, and I was waiting to do my next line and it wasn't coming to me and I was just like bobbing my head like an idiot.
Oh
and then
my
eventually
God.
I got a couple laughs from the audience and I'm like, I don't know if they can tell that I have no fucking idea what I'm saying. So I just said the next dialogue that came to my mind, which was the end of the scene.
Oh,
And
no.
I went off stage and I was like, I'm so sorry. And then whoever it was, maybe it was Chris back there or
Yeah.
something. He's like, you did mention the one line that's important. Like the rest of your shit is just jokes. But I think I had to mention leaving a phone number for someone or I'm going to call and leave them a message.
Right.
And that was the important part that still like held the scene together later on. But I didn't even go out to bow. I was so fucking ashamed.
Yeah, that would actually have me sweating. That's awful.
Even though like no one could tell.
No, but still, but you know.
At the time I was like,
Yeah.
oh.
Yeah.
I also got fired that day
Oh.
and punched in the face and dumped. That all happened in
That's
the
not
same
real.
day.
Is that
That's what-
Chili's?
Are you
or where
serious?
was it?
Yeah. All that happened the same day. Yeah. And
That's awful.
I just remember at the end of that day being like, I almost felt invincible because I was like,
Did you get dumped before or after the play?
the first thing that happened was
'Cause
I
if
got dumped.
Okay.
And then I went to go do the play, forgot my lines, was too ashamed to go
But that's
take the
almost
bow.
better though. Because at least you have like, you can be like, okay, well, I dropped my line because I was emotionally like distraught, you know?
I don't know. Maybe.
I truly don't remember that happening. So yeah, I didn't. It didn't even occur to me.
It's
that
funny
that
how I've
happened.
been carrying this around my whole life.
Oh,
You don't even remember.
Danny.
Yeah. No, that was second. And then I went to work and there was a mandatory staff meeting that morning that I missed to do the play. And they were trying to get me out of there anyway. So they're like, you're fired. And I'm like, yeesh. So then I got fired.
Where was it?
Chili's.
Oh,
Chili's. Yeah.
that
Good
makes
old
this story
Chili's.
a lot funnier.
Yeah, getting fired from a Chili's, pretty cool. It's like I got fired from Little Caesars Pizza when I was a kid.
Please.
And then we all went to go see 8 Mile, and then there's a line in the movie where people are making fun of Eminem's character, and they're like, "What's the matter? You get fired from Little Caesars?" And he did, and all my friends were like, "Bah!" Like they just turned and pointed and laughed at me in the theater. I was like,
Oh.
here's my guy Eminem trying to put on a good show for me, and all my friends are fucking laughing in my face because we're both the losers that got fired
That's
from
so
Little Caesars.
funny.
And he's afraid of choking on stage as well.
Yeah.
That's right. Also, I vomit up pasta on myself constantly.
Oh.
And then my friend Cam, who I warned you all about earlier, who you should be leery of. I always mix those two up.
Weary.
Are you sure? I think it might be leery.
It's weary with a W.
So then when you're leery of someone, what does that mean then?
I don't know that I've ever heard like with an L.
Hold on. Hey Siri, define leery.
But you wouldn't use it in that context.
Excuse me. I'm trying to get an audio clip for the fucking podcast. Cautious or wary due to realistic suspicions. It is leery. I was right. Hey Siri, define weary. Feeling or showing extreme tiredness as a result of excessive exertion. So there you go.
So I'm an idiot, guys.
So you were walking around like a moron this whole time.
I'm sorry, how many languages do you speak?
Pardon me?
How many languages do you speak?
That are recognized as official languages.
So you're monolingual, is what you're saying.
Does Pig Latin count? Uzdag Patent Layout K.
It does not.
Then I think 1, maybe 0.5.
Cut me some slack. Cut me some slack, guys. I'm ESL.
Slack is being cut.
Thank you.
How often do you go to Colombia? Bogota.
I feel like before the pandemic, probably like once a year, once every like 2 years. Yeah.
I wonder if you know a lot about Colombia more than me, because I know just a lot about the world and stuff.
Right. Because you are...
Did you know it's actually the rainiest country in the world? Did you know that?
I actually don't think I did. The rainiest.
Yeah, you didn't know that.
I guess rainforest.
Are
you looking up random facts right now?
No. Do you know the name of Colombia's indigenous sport?
Tejo?
Yes. How do you spell it?
Tejo.
Correct.
What is it?
Oh my gosh, it's so fun. I actually played
Tejo?
for the first time. Yeah, for the very first time.
What does it resemble? What sport does it resemble?
What's that thing you guys have here where you're like throwing like a beanbag into like a little hole thing? What's that called?
Cornhole?
Yeah, that thing.
It's like that?
But like not like, but that's like what I think it would like most kind of like resemble, I guess.
Oh, okay. We were playing a lot of that in Austin at that bar in Austin.
Yeah, I don't know how else to...
Maybe we could make the Olympics in Tejo.
I don't think that it's considered an Olympic sport. But it should be.
That's too bad.
It should be.
But is it like a respected thing that people watch on TV?
Apparently, yeah, but I don't know how respected
Is it one of those sports
is.
where you can be out of shape and really good at it, like darts?
I think so, yeah. Because you're like aiming. So you're aiming at technically. So there's like a circle in the middle, and you're like aiming to get it's like a metal disc almost. I don't know how to explain it. You'd have to like see it, and you're like aiming it to either get it in there, or then there's around the circle. There's like little like firework things. So if you hit the firework and the thing. Then and it explodes, then you get more points.
There's fireworks that explode as you get points?
Yes, that's the best. Like, I don't know if you get the firework to actually explode because you hit it with that metal disc.
That's wild.
Then you get more points.
Because it's probably safe to do there because Colombia is the rainiest country in the world.
It's not like crazy fireworks. It's like you would say like chispa. It's like a little spark.
Ah, chispa, of course. Yeah.
Yes, guys. We're learning so much.
We are. And it has 2 of the world's largest festivals. This is just stuff that I know. What about, are you going to make another video game? Are you already making another video game?
Yeah, I'm kind of like prototyping something right now. I want to do things a little different, like not spend 12 years on a game. So I'm going to try to prototype one quickly. My goal is to release a new game this year.
Oh.
But I'm going to do that by very quickly doing a prototype, seeing if it's fun, getting it out to people as soon as possible to get feedback and that kind of stuff. So I'm trying to do this more, a lot more smart.
If you had to make Billy Saves the World from nothing right now today, how long would it take you with everything that you've learned now and the resources you have now? It took you 12 years to make it from conception, essentially from conception to release.
It's a if you had a team, like a professional team, it would still take 3-4 years.
Yeah,
probably.
Oh, wow.
of course. But still, that's, that's a crazy amount of time shaved off. It just goes to show, like, you just have to do something for the first time.
Yeah.
To no matter how painful it is or what you feel looking back on it. But, your game is, like, good and funny and well written and plays well. But like some people, the first thing they do, they're like, ugh, a few years later, and then they just use all that knowledge to move on to the next thing, which is what you have to do. Honestly, you just got to get something out. Really.
Yeah. How were you like when you finally finished it? Were you like super excited to be putting it out there? Or was it like, okay, I'm done. I can finally, like, what was the feeling?
I think I like around like year 8 was when I was like excited, and then after that I kind of knew what it was going to be. I knew what the result was going to be, and so I had already kind of accepted like, okay, this is just going to be a calling card. This is going to be something that'll help me with my resume, that kind of thing. So by the time I put it out, I was just like, I'd already kind of mentally moved on, and it was still exciting. It was still cool to be like, oh, this is a childhood dream to release a video game. But I wasn't like, I didn't do anything. I just like put it out and was like, okay, cool. Like,
yeah, that was my question. If you were like kind of like,
did you like treat yourself or anything? Did you be like, I'm gonna?
No, not really. In a way, I kind of like that. Like I had to wake up, which I didn't know at the time. I released it at 5:30 a.m. It was just like that's actually a good time to release it, and I didn't know that I had to manually press the button. So I thought Steam would just like release it at 5:30. And then like right before I went to bed, I realized that Steam doesn't do that. So I had to wake up at like 5 o'clock in the morning and like wait there and then like press the button and then go back to bed.
Oh,
but
unceremonious to say the least.
Yeah, it's completely alone.
You should have had a little confetti at 5:30 a.m. Yeah. Just like pop the confetti and then go back to sleep.
Yeah, a little Tejo style firework. Yeah.
Yeah, guys.
There we go. Call back. Learning.
Wow, exciting. Yeah.
People should buy it. It's on Steam right now. It's called Billy Saves the World. It's very fucking good. But yeah, it's because just watching you go through that, I see all these game devs on like whatever, like Threads or whatever, and they post little clips of their games that are coming out. And I'm like, this looks really cool. And then I check the comments and people are like, is it on Xbox? Is it on PlayStation? And they're like, no, we're just releasing on Steam. We're just like a 2-person group. And I'm like, oh, that sounds like a grind. And like, they look great. And like, I can just tell how much work it is. And obviously that movie, Indie Game Dev, is that the movie?
Yeah, Indie Game, the movie, yeah.
Yeah. Oof, that's a good documentary. People should watch that. But if you've ever heard of the game like Super Meat Boy, it's like it's a great game and it's very cute and very fun and really difficult. But there's this documentary about the people that like make just a couple of indie games. One of them happens to be Super Meat Boy, which became iconically huge and made that guy a fuck ton of money, I think. Yeah. But they just like ruin their lives trying to get these things out and make them. So,
damn. Yeah, it looks like a lot of work.
It's the crazy thing is like we had like a custom tool for the game, and so by the time we released it, it was just the version of it that was held together the best. Like if I made, even right now, there's like a spelling error in the game that I want to fix, but I know if I go and even change like a letter, it could break like 12 missions, like side quests. So I'm just like, I'm not gonna touch.
No.
I'm not touching anything. It's
no
so
one's
annoying.
it's gonna be like such a small thing if it's like cool, like one word is like misspelled.
Yeah.
Also, like sometimes I'm maybe not. I don't play that many video games, but as like a reader, sometimes I find it a little bit fun to find a little mistake in a book. I'm like, oh, it humanizes no, it like actually I'm like, oh right, like it reminds me that like a human being made this, and like I don't know, I like it. If it's like a small thing, you know, like if it's like if it's like one word is like misspelt or whatever in the game, it's like, oh right, somebody did this.
It drives me nuts.
It's one word.
It's the word peculiar.
Oh, how'd you spell it?
That's a tough one for you to spell.
No, I think I put, what is it? P-E or it's P-E.
Yeah,
I put P-I, peculiar.
Oh, peculiar. Yeah.
And I even
actually that is bad, Cooper. It doesn't humanize you.
I remember. I swear I looked it up and it said I. And I like changed it to an I. And I swear I went back and forth on that word so many times. I don't know. It's weird.
Peculiar? Yeah.
It's so small. No one's going to like... Someone's going to give it a 1-star rating. 1 star. This man wrote misspelled peculiar.
People would do that, though. That's the thing. It's
really? For one thing. Yeah, actually, not surprising.
There's some crazy... There's like... I think you and I and maybe some other projects we've been on, but like there's sometimes where they get like bad reviews and you read the... Like, what was it? There was a review and it was 1 star and it was like, I actually really liked this project, but it's not on Blu-ray, so I'm giving it 1 star. And it's like, you've... What?
Yeah.
Blu-ray?
They like admitted that they liked liked it. Yeah, I don't really remember what it was for, but
Yeah, people do get mad at the weirdest things.
but it's like that's not how you judge the you know.
Yeah, I've got
Ease of
two-
accessibility doesn't factor into if the art was good or not.
Yeah.
I've got like 2 bad reviews so far on it, and it's annoying because I'm okay to take critical feedback on something, but both of them are so like factually wrong. They're just like I was enjoying the game, but you know, there's not enough. The UI wasn't flashy enough for me, which is like the interface, which we have like a bizarrely good interface for a game, for an indie game. It looks like Animal Crossing. It's very well made. The phone pops up, all the apps look different, and they're just like, yeah, the app, like the UI did not look good.
That's weird. That is a standout of the game.
Yeah,
and is there another bullshit review?
Another guy goes like, too much talking, but it's like the description of the game is very short. It's a narrative-led platformer.
Yeah,
it's like narrative-led would
that
cue
makes
you
sense.
in that there's going to be a story in the game, but
like
no.
you signed up for the wrong thing, man. Like that's on you.
He's a fool.
Yeah,
You're a fool. Whoever
That's
left that
rough.
review. It's probably Matt Graham.
Yeah, I do like reading bad reviews about
I know
things I've been in sometimes.
Rotten Tomatoes. And
Yeah.
about things you're in.
Yeah, sometimes they're just so funny. Like, or they'll call out things where I'm like, not true, actually, not true.
Clayton was telling me about reading bad reviews of him in
Oh no.
Get Fast or something.
Yeah,
and
yeah.
he's got a funny approach to it. He was like laughing it off, but yeah, Clayton's an especially easygoing guy.
Yeah, I feel like he's so chill with it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
But yeah, he's like seeking them out. I'm like, don't do that.
No,
man.
no.
That's not a good idea.
Yeah.
he gets too much hate. I feel like for his acting, like people in the reviews really go hard after his acting, and I'm like,
Do they?
yeah,
Oh
like,
no.
I think he gets.
Nah, he's
That's
charming.
awful.
He's charming.
I haven't read any in a really long time. I feel like when the movie first came out, I like went down a little rabbit hole, and then I was like, not good for my mental health.
Do you want to
Yeah.
tell the story about when?
No.
Okay, fine. Don't worry about it. Don't worry, I'll cut this out.
Yeah, cut that out.
Or will I?
I shall stay professional.
Okay, great. Not me. This motherfucker. No, I edit.
You better
I edit
cut
all
that
these
out. You
anyway.
better cut
I
that
will
out.
cut it out. I promise. And we're back. After a terrible edit point. This is why I need some sort of like music or transitions or whatever.
Yeah, also you should have little intro music. I love like
I can
tuning
add that
into
in
my
post.
favorite. Yeah, I know. I just mean like I like tuning into
Did
my
you not
little.
hear the?
I like that. That's fun. Yeah,
Yeah,
I do
know.
like that.
Well, I got my like artwork done on Fiverr, and then I'm like, I wonder if there's like voiceover guys. And oh, buddy, are there voiceover?
Oh, yeah.
There's like the best. The dude who does the NFL commercials, where it's like this Sunday,
Oh my
the
gosh.
Patriots take on. Like it's the dude is the best voice ever, and I'm like. It's like $1 a word. You can get this guy to say whatever. I was gonna be like, Matt Graham will never book that part. Just like play it all the time.
That's brutal.
Yeah, there's like 5 epic movie trailer voice guys on there that sound like you do this. Like they are like professionals as well, but the amount of money I almost blew on Fiverr when I found that page, I'm like, I'm gonna have these guys do an entire intro for me.
You can just do like a little music snippet or whatever,
Yeah.
and then be like, "Hey guys, Danny Mac here."
Well, I had Will Arnett do a shout out for me.
Oh,
Yeah.
very cute.
Yeah, he was like,
Where is it?
here I am. It's Will Arnett from Smart Life here, and Danny's podcast is the best part.
Oh,
Thanks, Will. Yeah, that was an audio clip I just played.
wow.
Yeah, really sweet of him.
I
And Sean,
love
too.
the guy.
I love it. That's what Sean said. And I can't do Bateman. I mean, Bateman didn't record anything for. Bateman's pretty all time. Hey,
He's tough to mimic. I was watching Red Letter Media, and they did this prank on this guy who's like a professional voice actor, and they were giving him people to impersonate, but they pranked him by switching all the ones he's good at doing with like generic people like Jason Bateman, and just like seeing what he does with them.
Yeah, I feel like Jason Bateman doesn't have like he just sounds like a guy. Like
he
not
has
in
a
a
very
bad way.
specific voice, and I can picture it in my mind. But he is tough to mimic. Yeah.
But it's not like
Well, he's like gentle and he talks fast, but it's like that's not quite right either.
No.
It's, you know, he's sort of like what are some icon? Yeah, there has to have been a better way to say that. He's more style than voice.
Yeah.
you know? Like you could impersonate him on like SNL with the look and the body language easier than just doing the voice. But
Yeah, that's fair.
Yeah, he's funny as hell. Did that guy do a good job impersonating him?
He ended up nailing it by doing the wink. Because Bateman always does a wink. He's like, "Hey, buddy!" Like he does a little like thing like that.
Oh,
What are Bateman's top 3 movies, you think?
the one that just came out, guys.
Carry On.
Carry On.
Did you see Carry On?
I did see Carry. I watched it right before I got on a flight, and then I had a little airplane nightmare the night before. Fun fact.
They can't show Carry On a plane, can they?
No. I watched it before I flew out.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, they can't show violent.
Well,
I'm
I
sure
don't
they
know.
can.
I just feel like it's weird to allow people to watch movies where like planes get hijacked. Like,
I think it would still be on there.
I'd watch Air Force One on a plane. I got balls of steel. I don't give a fuck. That wouldn't scare me.
You have balls?
I would shut up. Be crass on this podcast.
Sorry, guys. Sorry. This is.
I will. Your mother. Sorry, I was a little harsh on you and your family there.
So bad.
Do you just have 4 sounds? What is that? How do you decide?
Yeah.
How do you decide?
If I had the Rodecaster Pro 2, I would have access to 8 at least on my sound pad, but I only have this fucking ghetto ass Zoom Pro.
Buy them with that Paramount money.
Woo! Let's like use that. Let's okay, what would be a scenario in a sitcom where that sound effect might come on? Would it be like a burn, or it's when people kiss, I guess, right? How about, okay, we'll do a scene where Cooper, you're the okay, so Lina is like the lead in the show, and Cooper, you so you're both like high school kids, right? And you've been trying to ask Lina out on a date for a long time, and you're kind of like the bully in school, and then Lina finally stands up for herself and she tells you off, and then we'll hit that, okay? And
I tell him off?
Yeah,
I don't
yeah.
think
So
you
it's
said
like-
that sound was for kissing.
So it's like he's the cool guy in school, and you've always wanted to get with the cool group in school, right? So you've been sitting with them at the cafeteria, but they're mean to your other nerdy friends, and you didn't know quite how you felt about that. And now it's time to stand up to him, and it's a school dance, and he's like, "Your dumb nerd friends, I don't want to put dialogue in your mouth for you. I think you guys will be able to pull this off, but it's the school
The
dance."
tone shift was so
what?
different from mine.
No, literally, what is happening right now?
We're about to find out. Okay, and here I'll cue you guys up with a little.
You have another
And-
sound effect?
And rolling, and action.
Hey, you kid.
Hold on, cut.
We're
Oh, come on. That was perfect.
All
We're in
right.
high school. Hey, a kid.
So we now have
Are
a
you
predator.
like the creepiest man in the high school that like still comes back after he graduates?
He's
Like,
the gym teacher, I think.
Yeah, there we go.
Okay. All right. I like this. No, let's go with
go.
this.
Yeah.
Okay. So the gym teacher is trying to leave with the prom queen. Okay. And rolling and action.
Hey, you kid.
Every time it starts with A.
hey, creep.
Okay. Keep it going. This is
I only have one line of,
Hey, a kid.
hey, you kid.
Hey, kid. Oh, that really did something for me.
Let's get.
Oh, you missed the cue.
Oh,
She's-
fuck.
The audience likes it.
You must cut this out.
This is the only part I'm going to promote. This will be on the clip that I make to say the
No,
episode's
you
coming out.
must cut this out. This is
You're gonna have to give me gold if you want to make edits on this thing.
this is awful.
Okay, so Cooper, you recently had a penis growing out of your
Yes.
nose. Is that right?
So, quick
This
recap for
medical
Dan.
malady. Yes,
Yeah.
please. Thank you.
Whole life thought I haven't been able to breathe through my nose. Thought it was normal to the point where it didn't even phase me. I just thought I could not breathe through my nose. Even like when I was a kid, I like had a fear that like I was afraid of being kidnapped because I thought I would be put in a trunk and they'd put duct tape over my mouth and
Oh my God.
I would die for not being able to breathe.
Okay.
Yikes.
And so yeah, it's just very like no airflow through my nose. But yeah, anyway, the last few years, every time I get sick, I would notice like I could like feel something back there, like when you want to blow your nose, I just couldn't get it out, and I would like look in the mirror and like way in the back, I could see something. I could see something there, but I thought it was just part of my nose. I was just like,
When were you able to see it?
so this would have been like years ago.
Okay.
Like many years ago. But it was like way back there to the point where I'm like, I can't eat, like, is that like, what is that? I thought it was like a part of like a flap of my, like, I don't know the anatomy of a nose. So I was just like, oh, it must just be like an inflamed part of my nose, because it would only happen when I'm sick. And so, and then when I was not sick, it would not be there anymore. So I'm like, okay, it must just be that. And I just forgot about it. And then like every year I would see it like off and on when I'm sick. And then most recently I was sick around the holidays, and it was like lower. It was like I could see it more, and like if I breathed in and out, I could like see it go like back, like disappear and come out. And I was like, okay, that's like, I'm like, but I still was telling myself that it wasn't anything weird, just because it was only when I'm sick, and I'm like, it must just be an inflamed thing, because like what else would it be or whatever.
Yeah.
So I told my girlfriend, she's like, I don't know, it doesn't sound
normal.
doesn't sound normal. And
You're like, your nose flap doesn't get bigger around the holidays? What?
so I was like, all right, I'll show you next time it happens, because I'm like, I'm more and more able to control, like if I just blow my nose really hard, I can like get it to like dislodge kind of thing. So I was like, I'll just show it to you next time. And so in the morning I blew my nose, and this time it like came out all the way. It just like this huge thing just like came out of my nose, but still attached. Like it was not, it was still in like attached to something.
What?
And I was like, okay, that's obviously not part of my nose or whatever.
What the hell?
Your brain.
So, and then, oh yeah, that's...
He doesn't know how to tie his
like,
shoes
what
anymore.
Is it?
So this also is another crazy thing. So simultaneously to this, I had been waiting a year to get like a CT scan, because my doctor thought I had a brain tumor. So for like a year, I've had this like weighing over my head, and I was like, okay, now I have this growth like coming out of my nose. So I just had a scan that came clear, so nothing was wrong with the scan. But then I have this thing happen. So I show my girlfriend now that I have it, and she's like, yeah, well, let's go to the ER or whatever. So I go to the ER, and
would you have not gone if she wasn't?
No, I would have. It was like, this was like, yeah, it was like
getting crazy.
Yeah. It looked like, I remember texting you. It looked like it looked so much like a tongue. Like that.
Do you have pictures?
Oh,
Yeah.
no.
Can I see? Is it that gross?
It's not that crazy. It's
Right.
The grosser part is that in the video I have, I like, because I wanted to, I had to do this for the doctor, but like I'm showing it that I can breathe it in and out. So you see this like tongue go like in and out of my nose. Anyway, so but yeah,
That sounds like some sci-fi type shit.
man,
Like,
it looked so much like a tongue that I legitimately thought the hospital was going to say like, you have a second tongue like growing out of your nose. Like it was, it's just so weird looking. So anyway, I go to the ER. It takes forever to get in, and no one, like I had a COVID mask over me, so because I didn't want people to look at the thing. Anyway, so after multiple people, I'm telling them what happened, but no one seems to care. They're just like, okay, like they're treating it as if nothing is wrong at all.
I guess they're not gonna like triage you up, like.
But no one even asked to see it, which is weird. They weren't
weird.
even like, can you just like? They were just like, okay, blah blah blah.
Weird.
No pain, no blood or anything either. Finally get into the actual room I'm going to be seen in, and the nurse comes in, and she's like, can I look at it? I'm like, yeah. So I take the mask off, and she looks at it, and she's like, I've never seen that in my life. And she leaves the room, and I'm like, oh man. So then thankfully she comes back in like pretty quickly after that, and on her phone she's like, it's a nasal polyp, and I'm like, oh, okay, what is that?
She shows it to you on her phone.
She has like
she's been Googling. She's
Yeah.
like,
That's what they do now.
Yeah.
That's
So she pulls up. She's like, they're not like, they're common, but not obviously not super common, but like they know what it is. And so then I had to get scheduled in for this procedure to like get it cut out and stuff. So I went in to see the specialist to determine what kind of procedure I would need. And then while I was there, he was just like, you know what, let's just do it right now. And I was like, oh man, I was like, I'm not mentally prepared at all to like just suddenly have this happen. And also like my luck, it's like there's like a learning guy as well, like a student guy. And I'm like,
I've learned my lesson with those.
so brutal.
No.
And he's like, oh, you wore the right color shirt. It was like a black t-shirt. And he's like, yeah, do you have anywhere to be where you're going to have like, it doesn't matter if you have like a huge bloody nose after this? I'm like, no.
You're not going to be photographed in the next calendar year,
I'm sorry.
are you?
What is happening?
Yeah. So anyway, within like
Did you
seconds
get
later.
Did you get put under? Like
No, so this is the worst part. So they spray the anesthesia up your nose.
Yeah.
And because they spray it up your nose, it drips down the back of your throat, and then it makes all your throat numb, and that's the worst part. You can't breathe or swallow while you have like my anxiety's like through the roof
my God,
during this.
yeah.
So just like drooling, having a panic attack.
That's
So
awful.
terrible. And so yeah, they have these long like cameras. They have like 2 sticks up my nose. There's like a camera and the snipping. I don't know what it was. I was trying not to look. And the procedure wasn't that bad. It was actually pretty quick, and it's considered a minor procedure. I'm making it. I'm being a baby. It's not that big of a deal. But
I think it's a big deal. I think it's a big deal if you're awake. Like,
yeah.
you know what I mean? Like, I don't want to live through that and like see something going up my nose. That's gonna like cut.
Yeah.
Like, I don't want to see that.
And they also I didn't look, but like right next to my head was like the TV of the camera.
no.
Did you look?
I looked when they did like months ago. I had to do that. They were looking in there, so it was in front of me, so I saw the whole thing on video. But this time I was like, I don't want to see the moment they like cut it. So I was just like looking away while they're like angling my head and like pressuring down the cameras and stuff.
Oh my God.
They finally snip it, and I'd been taking a steroid spray for a month before the procedure to shrink the growth. They cut it out. It was like tiny. Like when they finally removed it, I was like, oh, that's nothing.
It's probably so big when it's like in your nose. Like,
oh man, it was like
proportionally. I mean,
I could see visibly like this much of it, like that much, like bigger than a toonie for people listening.
that's huge.
And it's still connected to a piece like way back in there. So like I was envisioning
That's
like
massive though.
like a very.
Is this something that just keeps growing back?
So that's what they said. They're like, yeah, so there's 2 weird things. Like one, they said, so I'm not even out of the woods yet. They said, they're like,
when was this?
this was a couple weeks ago, like 3 weeks ago.
Oh,
so,
okay,
yeah.
very recent.
So they're like, usually they grow in like there's like 4 or 5 of them. I only had 1, and they're like, that's weird. That's just like one by
litter,
itself.
I believe it's.
Ew.
And then the other thing is, yeah, so I have to go back for a CT scan. So every day I'm rinsing my nasal cavity like twice a day for like 3 months. Get another scan. The problem with scans, the reason they couldn't see it the first time was that it just looks like part of your body essentially.
Yeah, right.
So unless they're specifically looking for that kind of thing, they won't know. So there could be more. I could still have something like wrong with me, but they're likely benign, and it's probably nothing. Hopefully,
Mm-hmm.
yeah. So that's gone. But I noticed like for the positive side of this, immediately like you can breathe and like sleeping
through your nose and
yeah.
Oh.
It's like, because I developed, so the whole time too, I thought I had a deviated septum because I developed sleep apnea like years ago. Mm-hmm. Just wake up choking, like it's the worst feeling all the time. Like sleeping was terrible. Mm-hmm. Now I can like go to sleep any position and go to sleep fine, and like I'm not waking up choking anymore. So that's
oh my gosh,
that's good. Yeah,
I didn't even know that was a thing.
Yeah.
Well, your nose job looks great. The bridge looks
listen to that.
incredible.
Give us a little sniff.
Well, yeah. So this is what it sounds like. That's a nice,
great
riveting content.
fresh air.
It's crazy how different it is. Like,
so you have the sound of how you used to sniff on your phone.
Yeah. So this is before the procedure.
Oh my god!
People.
Shut up!
The crazy thing too.
The worst part is my brain for a second was like, the hell? And then it registered.
It's crazy the amount of people that think it was a sound clip of an elephant.
Right.
You are so funny. I'm just dying of laughter.
Would it be great if he never had a nasal polyp and
You
that
were
whole
delivering
thing
that
was
so seriously. I was actually like intrigued. I was like,
Norm Macdonald.
I must
here.
know.
I'll try to find the video so you can see it though.
My boyfriend
let's
can't
see this
breathe through his nose either, like at all. And apparently he had like a nose surgery or something at some point, and it's back. And I was like, I must
He
hear
can't
what
breathe
this
through
sounds
his nose again.
Yeah, so I was like, I want to hear what it sounds like so that maybe I can be like, hey, maybe you should go get a second nose job.
All right, 1 sec. Do you want to see the video?
Yeah, I actually would.
Yeah,
it's pretty gross. My nose is like crusty and stuff.
wait,
but
the video?
No, let's see it. Lena, just watch it. It'll make for good radio.
This is not even as bad as it was bigger and nastier than this video.
Get
makes
in
it
here,
look.
Lena.
Well, you're
you
going
wanna
to
watch
fuck
this
with me about the mic, so.
It's fine for this one moment.
Ew!
Oh man. Oh, it is like a tongue.
And then goes
Oh, it slides back up.
Cooper, that is actually disgusting.
Yeah, it's disgusting.
Respectfully, I never want to see that ever again in my life.
Wow.
And I think I might have just
That's like
started a fear that I didn't know. Now I have a fear.
Ridley Scott creation.
That's pretty
Yeah,
nuts.
that looks like something like from a sci-fi movie that's like an alien is growing inside you.
You should have just filmed something and used it.
Because it was like semi-translucent and like it looks.
It looks like a tongue.
Yeah, it's very.
It's like when Charlotte Copley gets the weird shit on him in District 9. He slowly becomes a crab person or whatever. Here's my worry about Grand Theft Auto 6.
Okay.
And I want to see if you agree with this now. I know you don't play a lot of Fortnite, but Fortnite keeps adding stuff that feels very Grand Theft Auto-y in it. Like there's cars, and then in the cars there's radio, and there's like modern pop and hit songs on there. And you can kind of just screw around and do whatever, which is like one of the main fun reasons people play Grand Theft Auto. It's like, I'm just going to jump in a car and screw around and like not do missions and drive into people and stuff. So many games have stolen from Grand Theft Auto over the years, and they only release a new one every, 12, 15 years. Is there going to be anything special about them anymore? Like, I predict when Grand Theft Auto 6 comes out, everyone's going to buy it, and it's going to make $1 billion, just like the last one. But it's going to feel different this time because you can get that experience in so many other places for free, completely for free. Like there's just tons of free games that consume people now. Like Fortnite's free, PUBG is free, is Marvel Rivals free?
Yeah.
Like there's so many free games that are good now. It's not just like, like 10 years ago, the free games were like just dog shit, but they were free. So you download them and you're like, oh, it's just ads, right? Now the best games are free, arguably. So what, Cooper, our resident gaming expert, what will become of the Grand Theft Auto franchise? Will it lose some of its luster?
Possibly. I think so. The things I've read that this new one's going to do differently is that it's going to be more attention to detail. So I've read that like the characters literally wear clothes, so it's not the character model isn't just like looking like they have clothes. They actually have fabric and clothes. So if the wind blows at them, it could lift the shirt up and like you have like actual skin underneath. So it's just like real clothing. There's weather is another one that people are saying there could be huge like hurricanes and things like that.
Hurricanes,
so, like,
okay.
Major storms, but I don't know. I don't think it's going to be that.
Yeah. Do you agree that it feels like it could be less special just because we've had so long with Grand Theft Auto games and everyone just kind of cherry picks the best elements from them and puts them in their own games now?
I think we might feel that way, but it's still going to be
it'll still make $1 bajillion. Yeah. And I guess I also forget that this will be a lot of people's first Grand Theft Auto game because it's not like I don't know. It's like Smash Bros. Like they come out so infrequently that you could have bound to be someone's.
You could have been not even born when the last one came out, and now be 13.
I was on set on Watson, doing a day or two on that show, and one of the guest stars, she's from LA. She's like, "Oh, I just got a voiceover audition. I never get these." And she described it, and I was like, "That's Grand Theft Auto 6. Like, I guarantee you." And she's like, "Oh, what's that? Like a game or whatever?" And I'm like, "If you book this role where you're like yelling like offensive shit on a sidewalk, 1 billion kids are gonna like, Because I remember when Grand Theft Auto 3 came out, we like every kid our age had like memorized the things that the random pedestrians like yell as you like go across the street. There's like a guy's like, "I've been drinking again," and because you just hear them over and over again. So I'm like, yeah, this might be the thing that gets you heard by more people than anything you ever do. Actually, it's a guarantee, basically. She'd have to be like the star of like another Avatar movie or something.
Oh my gosh, don't kick her down. Maybe she will be.
No, that's good. I'm not yucking
don't
her
say
yum.
that
That's
the
a good
biggest
thing.
thing she's ever going to do is Grand Theft Auto. I believe in her.
That is the biggest thing anyone could do.
Maybe she's the next Oscar winner. Maybe Watson is going to get nominated for...
If you think more people are going to hear the Emilia Perez performance than are going to hear a guy say, "I've been drinking again" in a Grand Theft Auto game, you got something coming to you, pal.
That is fair. Okay, pal.
Okay.
Don't sass me.
Did you actually know that Colombia has... Did you know it has that it's the country with the greatest biodiversity on the planet?
Mm-hmm.
So yeah, anyway, I was jealous that girl gets to be in Grand Theft Auto.
Well, it was an audit. Like, she book it?
I don't know, actually.
That's cool.
But it seems like... I had a feeling that they kind of just wanted her to lay down some vocals and she was probably going to get it. I don't know why, but
Nice. Honestly, go off.
Whenever I meet people who like they audition for something I really love and they don't know anything about it, they always book it.
I know. It's
Yeah.
that's always been.
That happens
Yeah.
to Cooper and I all the time. We talk about people who are like, audition for huge shit that we would kill for, and they're like, what's this thing? It's based on a fucking computer game or whatever.
It's like The Last of Us or something. They, like,
There's
book
a
it.
lot of Last of Us people who are like, what is this? And I'm like, give me your sides.
But also, I think it's because they can just like let it go, you know? Like you're not putting pressure on yourself. You don't have, like, I don't know. I think there's something to be said about
Of course, yeah.
those auditions
They
where
don't
it's
hold
like-
it so precious, of course.
Exactly. And it's like, you don't, okay, I get a call back for The Last of Us and I have no idea about it. Like, I'm going to be way more free.
On
than
the
if-
other hand, it's a self-tape. Like, there's no nerves in the room.
Yeah.
You're just going to try harder these days.
But I mean, like, if you get like a Zoom call back or something and you're
Right.
like, cool, picture
Yeah,
The
you
Last
can't
of
have
Us
sexy
it hasn't
indifference.
even come out yet. Like, you have no idea how big it's going to be. You're like, oh, based on some video game, like whatever.
Yeah.
And then you go in and you have a little call back and you're going to be way less stressed than like one of you guys who's like obsessed with the game and like knows
I'm
how
not
big
obsessed.
it's going to be.
I'm cool. I'm obsessed with
Okay, nerd.
football.
You should not be allowed to have a microphone.
Ozempic's making
Agreed.
people blind, apparently.
What?
Yeah.
That is crazy.
Whoa.
Whoa!
Crazy.
It's making people go blind?
Yeah.
That's how you lose the weight. It's like you can't identify the chips that you have in your house anymore. Where is it? I can't find it.
I can't believe people took it so quickly, though. Even if it's not making you go blind, like
I know,
just can't
there's
believe
no,
Yeah.
it was
Yeah.
so fast.
It'd be like if someone's like, hey, I invented this thing called laser eye. Sign me up! Like,
Yeah.
and then we've just,
Yeah.
you didn't wait like a decade to see.
I think it was also just meant for like people that had legitimate like diabetic issues.
yeah.
So
Well, yeah,
I wonder
it was
what that
like,
does to your body if you process insulin.
it's a penicillin thing. Like, they discovered it by accident.
Right.
But if people are going blind from it,
Does-
like enough people, like a lot.
It could just be a false story, but
Mm.
that's what I read.
Fake news,
But
guys.
I
Go
think-
fact check this.
I think they do say the fat you're losing is actually your bone and muscle density. Like when
Oh.
you get
Yes.
less, when you're going down the scale, it's not actually all fat. It's like important.
It takes away, yes, it is taking away muscle as well from
Yeah.
people. That's why they say, everyone's like, if you're on Ozempic, that's fine, but you need to be like weight training because you're going to lose muscle. And it's like, it's not just like, oh no, I'm not going to look as muscular. It's like stuff that you need for your
Yeah.
body to function properly. Like
That's
you just need a
horrifying.
certain degree of muscle. Yeah. So I think you're right. It kind of just eats away at everything,
That's not
including
worth it.
the iris of your of your eyeball.
A
Yeah.
woman was ordering it when I was getting my nasal stuff, like right in front of me.
Oh.
She's like getting Ozempic. I'm
That's
like,
so
wow.
random.
Yeah.
Well, go off.
It's a
girl.
jab, right? It's like a little needle thing, or no?
I don't know. Yeah, it must
I have
be.
no idea.
I only saw the South Park where I like saw them using it, and I'm like, oh, I didn't know that it was like it's a little jab in the stomach.
Yeah.
Looks like an anaphylactic kind of
Right.
thing that you'd use for that, but I don't know. This is all fake news. I have no fucking
Crazy.
idea.
Can we ask you about
Anyone can ask anyone.
Can we
anything,
ask you
by the way.
about school spirits? I must know.
What do you want to know?
I want to know all about
if
it.
you make me edit anything else out of this podcast, I will fucking snap. Okay, I like to do as little work as possible. So no, you can ask me stuff, but I'm not going to reveal any spoilers.
I'm not saying any spoilers. I'm like,
I'm
tell
just
us
warning you
about.
that I don't want to be stuck in fucking GarageBand for 2 hours because you were yakking off about school.
When you listen back to this, you're gonna find out that you're the one that's yakking off right now. Because I yapping. That's what you said. Now you're gonna have
I
to
need
edit
better
it.
drops.
Danny-
honestly, I have to get
Danny,
a
the
Procaster
way-
because
now you're gonna
the
have
way
to
that I
edit-
could have 8 drops that I could cycle through, and then I could go into the knobs. I just watch YouTube videos of people using better mixers than me for hours. It's like kids watching unboxing videos. Like I'm like, oh, I could have that. I could buy it. I got money. I don't know why I don't. It just feels irresponsible.
What other must-have sounds do you want on the fly?
I've got them all, but it's just like I have to go into them. Like I've got and I just want them all. Like I've got like 30 of my drops here that are great. And
An elephant.
that was a long walk, but it was definitely worth it. Okay, school spirits.
No, well, now you have to cut that whole thing out, which
No,
was
I
going to be a
don't.
productive conversation.
Nothing's getting cut. I assure you.
Well,
Except
I'm going to
for
start it
the
again
part
so
asked me
you
to
can cut
earlier.
it, and now you can go right into it.
Okay, great.
Okay. So, can you tell us about the time on school spirits and like from the audition process to
So the part including you, where you were in the story.
Yeah, actually, yeah. Tell them how I helped you book this job.
Right.
But also, I want to hear about
So I called all my actor friends to come help me with this tape, and none of them were available. And I was, I'm just kidding.
I'm never helping you again.
No, it was a quick, just like it was a really quick turnaround from getting it to booking it. Like I got an audition on, like, let's say a Monday, and sent it off, and they were like, we need this quick turnaround. So I think I did it the next day, actually. So I got it on Monday, taped it on Tuesday, and then I had class on Wednesday. And in class, they're like, here's new sides, callback Zoom session with everyone tomorrow. And so I'm like, I told Deb, my coach, I'm like, I gotta leave. And she's like, fine. And so I went home and just crammed, just tried to learn the new lines and everything. And then the next day, so that would have been like a Thursday, you came over and you were my reader in the apartment, and the Zoom went well. And then the next day I found out I booked it. So from like not knowing the role existed at all to Monday to Friday, it's like pretty much less than 5 full days.
How quickly were you on set after you booked it?
Pretty quick, like within 2 weeks for sure. Yeah,
that's nice. You still had a little bit of time though. It wasn't like cool, I booked Friday.
It might have been Tuesday. A bit longer than that, because I was because I'm in the first episode as well, and so I remember we did the table read with the cast and everything, and so it must have been a little bit of time between. Yeah. Actually, maybe it wasn't.
Are you in every episode this season?
No,
I still
I'm
need
not
to
in
watch
every episode. I actually forget how many episodes I'm in, but I'm in at least 3 of 8. I'm pretty sure there's 8 episodes. But
I thought it was a longer season for some reason.
Yeah, maybe it is. It could be 10. I forgot. Do you also? I feel like, Cooper, you probably also get. I get a lot of auditions at where I'm called to have a Scottish, Irish, British accent like all the time, and there's enough space in between those that when I have to go back to them, I kind of have to relearn them again. But do you get ones where you have to have an accent down in like 2 days a lot?
No, I think I've told my agent to I'm terrible at accents. So I was
really?
just like,
because you have a good ear. Like I know you can do impressions when you listen enough. We all know about your Jesse Pinkman.
No, what was the last one? The last one I had to do was one I didn't even know what it was, but it was like New England, like a New England posh, like I guess a Frasier type.
Oh,
thing.
Nice.
And that I wasn't sure, like it didn't read, like the dialogue didn't read like that because I'm a very young guy, and I remember asking, like, should I just sound like Frasier, essentially? But the I don't know,
listening.
it didn't add up at all, and this is the only time my agent has ever given me feedback. She was like, "That's not good."
That's brutal.
She's just like, she didn't say that. She said, she was like, if you ever want like an accent type role, she's like, you should take classes,
dialect classes.
She's like, the other people did way better, and I was just like, well, I didn't even know what I was doing.
At that point, I preferred my agent just like, don't send it.
I had no idea what I was doing.
Yeah.
The thing that bothers me about accents, though, is that I feel like when I hear other actors do them, even when they book the role, my ear thinks it sounds very cartoonishly over the top. And so when I'm doing it, I'm like, I think this sounds really bad, but I think that's what they want. And so I usually downplay my accents big time to the point where it almost is like, why am I even bothering doing it? But because I don't, when I hear people in real life with accents, they don't sound the way we hear them in movies. There's like, in the movies, they're just very character-y, over the top. It
depends like how thick they want it.
Yeah, so I don't know. I always try to. It
depends how thick they want it.
Oh, that's what she said. If English is your first language, like, do you ever have any trouble understanding like a very thick Irish or like New Zealand accent, or is that just because, like,
you can totally like.
Like, you're fine. Like, if you hear a very thick accent.
You can. It can be tough.
It can be. Okay.
Yeah.
That was my question. I was like, because if English is your first language, like,
there's like East Coast Canadians where I'm like, what?
Yeah.
Right. Yeah. Okay. That makes me feel better, because sometimes I'm literally sitting there like, oh, did everybody else get that? I'm so sorry. You're a great person. I feel so bad. I'm like, I need subtitles.
It's just like every, culture will eventually talk faster and faster and take their own specific
Yeah,
shortcuts
totally.
through their language to get to the end of the sentence quicker.
Yeah.
And so like you learn the proper way. Like Duolingo's not going to
Yeah.
teach you what like, you know, a rambling drunk guy like in a bar, like
Yeah.
how to understand them tell a story.
Yeah. I feel like the vowels changing is what gets me. Like the vowels start to make different noises. I'm like, I can't even piece together what that word is.
How many languages do you speak?
Just 2. But I mean, like in Spanish,
If you had to do
The
bulletproof,
vowel-
like if you had to dub all your own dialogue in Spanish,
Yeah.
could you have done it? Spanish
Yeah.
or Portuguese?
Spanish.
Yeah. If you had to dub
Yeah.
all your own,
Yeah.
it'd be no problem.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
Wait, why?
Well,
Like in terms of dubbing?
we have ADR session booked for you right now. No, I was just curious. Like,
Oh.
yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh, I thought you meant like, is it hard to like dub? I don't know.
No.
I've never dubbed anything.
You haven't?
No.
It's easy.
Okay.
It's really easy.
Wow, good to know. Good to know. Have you dubbed anything, Cooper?
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. Oh, yeah. We've done some ADR.
Our first movie, like the
Wait, really?
Yeah, so we were like our very first movie. The lighting guy like unplugged something while we were shooting, and it had all of our footage, like external hard drive stuff, and it erased like 60% of the audio from the movie, and it just happened to be all of my dialogue basically was gone. So I had to like.
Wait,
It was
which,
a lot.
which movie
but
was
it
this? Was
it
this?
was mostly yours, but yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, it was all gone. I had to ADR. All like every scene had parts missing. Some were like entire scenes gone, and my character was like a Michael Cera type who has like lots of like under his breath random weird little quips, and it would like ruin my entire performance. I thought it was like truly terrible.
It's insane that we salvaged it at all. There was a lot of
That's a
of
lot.
stuff missing.
And you
yeah.
can tell when something's ADR'd like that. I'm sure people can.
I can. I have a really, really
Same.
good eye for it. I'm
Like, now, like, that was
looks not
ADR.
Perfect. Yeah.
Did you watch freaking Madam Web?
No, I never did.
Oh,
I
you
should.
have to watch it just for the meme of it. Because there's this one actor who I swear, I'm not joking, like 95% of his lines are ADR'd, but his lips will be moving and like saying something, but they've ADR'd like a different line altogether.
I've heard this. It's like the
Oh,
villain.
It is
Madam Web.
crazy, huh?
Is he the villain or something?
He's the villain.
Yeah,
But it's like sometimes when the ADR things is like they do it from like a long shot or like, you know, something where you're like
their
not
back
going to
is
be able.
turned or-
Yeah,
yeah.
exactly. Like you can't.
Additional dialogue recording
Yeah.
is not what it stands for. But anyway, it's where you go in the booth and yeah, if
Yeah.
they're missing words in a movie or the vocals got messed up, you go do it again over the image of you doing it and try to sync up the lips, but it is apparently not always successful.
No.
he's apparently a very good actor as well in other movies, and so people are wondering.
I wonder
why.
what happened. It was awful. Like I was like maybe maybe they just needed different lines to move the story along, but it's like they're not shooting them with his back to it. Like it's something I think maybe like as actors, like maybe you can like see when there's ADR in a movie, but I think the average person doesn't know if it's like cool, their back is turned to us. I don't really like realize that that's ADR. But in this one, it's like a close up of him and he'll be talking and his lips are moving like they're saying different words. I'm like, it's not even lining
I
up.
kinda
It's
wanna
crazy.
see. So Madam Web, what should I type in to find
Just
this?
type in like I don't even know what the name of the villain was.
Madam Web.
But there's this one specific scene where
Bad-
he's talking and
Bad
I'm like,
voiceover.
Yeah.
It pops right up.
I also like watched it in theaters and I was the only person in the theater. And we're both like looking at the screen like, are we tripping? Like, because it's massive too. So it's just like so obvious. That's what she
Ezekiel
said.
Sims' pre-dub dialogue and Madam Web.
Ooh, my parking meter.
Oh, you got to go handle your shit. Well, we can end soon. We've been going for a while.
Great podcast, guys.
Yeah, I needed a bad episode. I had
I
too
don't
many
even
good
know
ones.
that you can air this.
Anything to plug? Billy Saves the World on Steam, and leave it a review once you've played a little bit of it. You can't leave a review unless you play a little bit of it, right?
Yes.
Because I left a review, but I
Yes.
tried to do it before.
Oh yeah.
But I played the demo, and I'm
Yeah.
like, I have played it, and I got confused in my head.
Steam, Billy Save the World. Go buy it. Actually, if this ever gets released, this podcast,
Unlikely, but
Yeah.
it'll be on sale. So yeah, if you want it cheap,
Oh,
get it.
exciting. I love that.
What about you? What do you plug in?
Just all my places. Find me at Lina.Lecompte on Instagram, TikTok, YouTube, IMDb, imdb.com/Lina Lecompte.
You doing makeup tutorials still? You ever do those anymore?
No, I never did that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Well, that's what we're going out on.
Great.
Okay, bye. Leave a review of this terrible fucking podcast.